Hello. When I first decided that I was going to make more than just the one video I originally posted back in August, I decided that I was going to post 10 videos for 2015. However, I've noticed that my one video about NHL goal horns has done really well. So I've decided that, you know what, since it's Christmas Eve as of this video, I've decided, you know what, why not put together an 11th video? I was going to save this until January, but the thing is, the NFL season is just about to wrap up at the end of this month here in December. And it's something that if I don't talk about it now, it's going to be a case of been there, done that already. So I figure that it would be better just to talk about it now. And what I'm going to talk about is something that absolutely blew me away. It blew everyone away, and nobody had a single freaking clue that anything like this was even going to happen. Anyway, the NFL did have new jerseys for the 2015-16 season. Now, if you watched my original video about that, I told you in that video, you the viewer, that only San Francisco, Green Bay, Cleveland, and Miami were the only teams that got any kind of new uniform for this season. Well, guess what? I lied, and I'm completely shocked to say it. Want to know why? Okay, if you don't know, the NFL actually decided to surprise everybody and drop a bomb and release some special Thursday night football uniforms called the Color Rush, where the games are color versus color, except instead of two nice colored uniforms like you would usually see from teams like Green Bay and Indianapolis, you've got all of one solid color from jersey to shoes in one solid monochrome versus another team wearing solid monochrome of another color. So the only thing that was different for the most part was the helmet. Besides that, everything was a single color. Like for example, the Buffalo Bills, when they wore their Color Rush uniform, it was all red. The only thing that wasn't red was the helmet, because the NFL has a one helmet rule where teams are only allowed to wear one helmet for the entire season due to concerns about concussions, which is completely ridiculous because they get hit in the head severely anyway. And if any of you are wondering why NFL teams are no longer sporting throwbacks with completely different helmets, such as the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and their original creamsicle throwbacks, that is because of the new one helmet policy that I think took effect in the 2013-14 season, if not the 2014-15 season. Now anyway, about the jerseys themselves, the first match between the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills, what they should have done is they should have had it on Christmas Eve, which is tonight as of this video, because I'm filming this video on Christmas Eve, which is pretty irrelevant. But anyway, never mind. Yeah, if they would have just had that match before Christmas, that would have been amazing because, hey, it was all red versus all green. You don't get much more of a Christmas matchup than red versus green, right? But anyway, the Bills decided to go with a red version of their main uniforms, and the New York Jets decided to bring out a Kelly green jersey with chrome decals on the helmet. And the Kelly green jersey that they wore was a much simpler uniform than their current home jersey. And you know what? The Kelly green looked fantastic. And honestly, I don't blame anyone if they've been missing it for years, because besides the monochrome uniform, the Kelly green looked amazing. And I really hope that the New York Jets seriously consider going back to Kelly green on a full-time basis, because it was amazing. As for the uniforms, not so much, because all green looks like a giant leotard. And to be honest, it reminded me of the Power Rangers. Now, another thing too, the match after that was the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Titans were in all powder blue, and the Jaguars were in all khaki gold, or Vegas gold. I think that's what it's called. I could be wrong. But anyway, the Vegas gold, or the khaki, it just, all khaki head to toe, just looked terrible. And that helmet just looked even worse. Because it's half gold, half black, and it's a stupid helmet. The sooner they get rid of it, the better. If they would just make it a flat black, their uniforms, in my opinion, would probably be okay. But this half gold, half black, matte black nonsense is stupid, and I hope they get rid of it. But anyway, that stupid helmet looked even more stupid with their all khaki uniform. I mean, it looked cool because it was something completely different. But the thing is, you know, how do I put it? If they would have just made it more of a metallic gold, like the New Orleans Saints, or even the, who am I thinking of? Yeah, New Orleans Saints or the St. Louis Rams, I think the uniform would have been a 10 out of 10. Minus the monochrome look, of course. And the thing is, if they would have made it metallic gold, I would honestly say that they should seriously consider making it their full-time away jersey instead of white. Because the thing is, I really think it's cool when a team or two in any league has a road jersey that is not white. Or in MLB's case, gray. And it's one thing that kind of drives me crazy, where every team in the NFL and even in the National Hockey League have a white uniform on the road. But they don't have any teams in either league that have a non-white road uniform. And it's a bit of a nitpick on my part. I'm sure most people prefer white, but the reason why I like it is because I think it's a nice change-up. Like, I don't like seeing every team have the same thing. It's kind of boring and repetitive, right? Now, with the Jacksonville Jaguars, I really hope that they consider bringing that gold jersey back. Maybe next time more as a metallic gold, which would be way better in my opinion. And without the little bit of teal trim around the numbers that doesn't need to be there. And it kind of is random. A random addition to the uniform. But I think that if they went with metallic gold, they should seriously make it their road jersey. Because you know what? I know they've had a nice teal uniform in the past, but Miami's always been teal, and I think it'd be nice if the Jaguars had something that allowed them to stand out a little. Now, as for the Titans, they reminded me of 1980s baseball teams, like the Kansas City Royals and the Toronto Blue Jays, and I thought it was kind of cool. But for a football uniform, it kind of reminded me of a light blue leotard. And that's a problem I have with the color rush in general, is that all the teams that wear solid monochrome look like they're wearing leotards. It just doesn't look good. Now I'll talk about the Cowboys and the Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, they wore their regular blue alternate, which I wished they'd wear more often because in my opinion, it's a great, great, great jersey. I love it. And they wore it with the blue pants. So they wore solid blue, and the Cowboys wore solid white. And I know white is not a color, and I'm not going to begin an argument about them being in the color rush or not, because it's a waste of time. But anyway, the Cowboys brought back their 1990s uniform with the giant stars on the shoulders, and honestly, it looked really, really good. And the all-white was really nice. You know what? Monochrome white is not bad. I just wish that they had navy blue socks just to kind of break up the all-white a little bit. But you know what? If the Cowboys want to start making that an annual alternate uniform because of the NFL's stupid one helmet rule, I'm all for it. it was a nice jersey, and I thought the Cowboys, for under the circumstances of solid monochrome, I thought they did really well with that uniform, and I thought it looked great. As for the Panthers, there's a reason why they have silver and black pants, or even white pants, because it looks far, far better. And once again, for the second straight week in that 2-week period between the Jaguars-Titans game and the Panthers-Cowboys game, it was 2 straight weeks of light blue leotards. And I didn't think it looked good. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was pretty bad. And finally, first we had the Christmas Bowl, then we had the light blue and gold leotards, and then we had the Hawaiian blue, or I should say Carolina blue and all white leotards, and then we had the ketchup and mustard bowl just a week ago, as of this video, between the St. Louis Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And honestly, I thought their jerseys were really good. I absolutely loved the Rams all yellow uniform, because I have not seen a yellow uniform in the NFL since the Broncos wore AFL throwbacks a few years back. And I think that yellow is a color that needs to make some kind of return to the NFL, even if it's in an alternate uniform. I love yellow, and I think if there's any team that can rock a yellow uniform and look good, the Rams proved that they're those guys that can look good in yellow. However, as I said, ketchup versus mustard, all yellow versus all red, no. Terrible. Yellow monochrome? Are you kidding me? Who comes up with this stuff? It looked terrible. Oh my God. It was kind of hard on the eyes, to be honest. But if the Rams would just wear white pants, or even their royal blue pants, or even navy blue pants with that yellow uniform, that thing would be the perfect alternate uniform. But as for the collar on that jersey, it looks like a toilet seat, because it's half navy blue in the back and half yellow in the front. And I wish it was just all solid navy blue. If they would have just done that, that uniform would have been perfect. Of course, minus the flywire collars that Nike has. It looked like cut up Ziploc strips on the collar. I hate that about Nike's uniforms, by the way. But you know what? I can live with it if the uniform's nice enough. Though, I'd rather go without it, to be completely frank. But, in my opinion, St. Louis Rams, they looked great. I just wish they weren't wearing that much yellow. As for the Buccaneers, they took 2 hideous uniforms and really cleaned them up to produce a half-decent red alternate uniform, where it's just mostly red with a bit of pewter. You know, if for those of you who are Buccaneers fans or know what they look like, their uniforms right now, they have the orange little slashes underneath below the shoulders where it's all solid pewter brown and it looks horrible. Well, they got rid of the shoulders. Now it's all red for the Color Rush jersey, except the slashes are now pewter. They're still there, but the shoulders are now red instead of pewter. And the numbers are pewter as well. And when I saw them on the field with that uniform, I thought, you know what? They managed to take a terrible uniform and actually make it tolerable. I still think it sucks. I still think the Buccaneers made a serious mistake getting rid of their last uniforms for this current crop of, in my opinion, terrible uniforms. Terrible. And I don't just mean terrible, I mean god darn awful. And for those of you who like it, I'm trying not to be, I know everybody it's a matter of opinion, but compared to what they were wearing even just 3 years ago, this is such a downgrade in my opinion. The alarm clock numbers and the ugly brown on the shoulders, it just doesn't look good. And yeah, I know it's pewter, but it looks like a really ugly shade of brown from a distance, especially on TV. And that's what I really liked about their Color Rush uniform, is that they really cleaned it up. But I could seriously do without the ugly all red uniform. That's for sure. Now, to finish up my video, Here's what I honestly think of the color rush. I honestly think that Nike actually did a really good job. The only color rush jersey that I really didn't care for was the Carolina Panthers because, and the Tennessee Titans, because it was nothing new. But what I really liked about all the uniforms was that all the new uniforms that they brought in, I thought they did a great job. Let's see. I loved the Bills red jersey. I absolutely loved it. And I really hope that it's not just a stupid one-off jersey, because I thought it was a great jersey. And if they wanted to make that a third jersey, I think Buffalo Bills fans would be more than happy to see a jersey as nice as that for 2 games a year. Even 1. As for the Jets, the sooner they go back to Kelly Green on a full-time basis, the better. Minus the monochrome. The Rams, love their yellow jersey. I wish they'd bring it back. And the Buccaneers, they can keep theirs as an alternate. Titans and Panthers, not really going to talk about them. They didn't bring anything new. Cowboys, keep it as an alternate. Looks good, in my opinion. And as for the Jaguars, if they want to keep wearing it, why not? I mean, it's not my favorite jersey, but for an alternate or even a permanent road jersey, I think it'd be great. Give them an identity, right? Especially compared to the Dolphins, who wear teal all the time and always have. My favorite jersey out of all the color rush jerseys was by far the St. Louis Rams. I have been wanting to see a yellow NFL jersey for a long time now, and I thought they looked great. The monochrome sucked, but the jersey itself, minus the toilet seat collar, I thought it was great. And with that, I hear that next year they're bringing it back for every Thursday night game next season. And as for the color rush, I like the idea of color versus color once in a while, and the fact that they have it on Thursday night. I think it's kind of a treat. I think it's, well, not really a treat, but that's just my way of putting it. But anyway, I honestly think that the Thursday night jersey, the idea of color versus color, I think it's a nice change-up. And I hear that Thursday night football hasn't been having the best luck with viewer ratings, so... And it's also an opportunity to see something a little bit different. Now, as for next year, if they do the color rush again, I really hope that they discontinue this monochrome crap because it looks terrible. But if they fix that, honestly, I think this color rush thing is pretty cool. And so far, it's not, the monochrome looks suck, but from a jersey point of view, I think it's great. I think so far I'm very impressed with the color rush. And with that, I'm going to end that video with that, or end this video on that note, I should say. And anyway, since it is Christmas Eve right now, as I'm filming this video, for those of you who are watching this on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day, I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope it's a great day for you. Nevertheless, I wish it to be a great day for everyone. And on that note, this will be my final video for 2015. But once 2016 comes around, I'll be posting a few NHL videos. And until 2016, have a good Christmas holiday and Happy New Year. And I'll be back soon. As always, take care. Bye for now.